Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is part two of when a narcissist shows you them full selves. This is part two. They show you them full selves. So you really don't got. So what happens is you really just you're just going along for the ride and you don't know it at first. So like I said, at first it's just really nothing, and then after some time they start to let you see bits and pieces of them. They want you to get comfortable with them first. They want to have you holding full. They want to have you, you know what I'm saying? They want to have you whole in so that they could be able to do these things. So that's why they love bomb you and they be all good and nice to you. You know, they show you a side of them that's not really true, that's not really them. And so they just do that so that they can get you in. So you could feel safe, and then let your guards down and tell them everything, and then so you can open up to them, and then they know everything about you, and then how to attack you, you know, what makes you laugh, what makes you cry, what makes you sad. They start to know everything about your past, then they know how to destroy you, and so that helps them be the perfect enemy that they really is to you once they do this and they know all this stuff about you. So from there is where everything starts to slowly pick up. Once they get ready, once they feel like they got everything set up, once they feel like they got you under control, once they feel like they got you fooled, and the love bombing stage and the part that you get is not really them at all anyway. And so what happens with that is that you think that's what it is, but that's not really what it is. And so then from there it just gets bad. And so from bits and pieces, then you start to see slowly but surely, you know, things start changing. They start having attitudes, whether they start getting mad at you, whether it's stuff they didn't complain about, they start complaining about. You just went from the love bombing stage where they was putting you on a pedestal, giving you praises, to now no praises no more. Now they shutting you. Now they shutting you down. You know, they making you feel unworthy, and then that part leads up to the discarding phase. And then once the discard, once the I mean, that leads up before the discarding stage. When you in a devaluing stage, so that's when the devaluing stage come, when they just start putting you down, and they that's what it leads up to. Once they start praising you, and then they start saying things, negative things about you, and start making you feel bad. That's when you know you headed to the devaluing stage, and it depends how long from there till you get to the devaluing stage, and they just straight devalue, just run over you. This wonderful person that they was praising of how awesome and great you was, you're not that anymore. Now you just this horrible person. So now you're questioning yourself, like what? Then you start see it's reverse psychology on yourself, because then you start thinking, well, what's wrong with me? What did I do wrong? You know, but it ain't you. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just the narcissist. They really showing you how they really see you and think of you, and not that any of it's true. And even if it's any of it's true, it's not like any of us perfect anyway. You know, and then they got their own mess too. So they'll say things that you'll think like, oh, it's terribly horrible. It's like you forget sometimes, but you don't forget all the time. So I mean, we all forget some stuff, you know, from time to time. You know, others is better than other, but it's not like you have a really issue, like almost like a condition to where you forget everything. It's just like you forgot something sometimes. And they'll say like, oh, you forgot, you always forget, you know. And if you really got a problem with forgetting, say for instance, or they really on you just a person that forgets, I don't understand you, and this, that, and the third. They'll really hammer on you. It's really a bad condition you got. But yeah, so that's that. And that's where you'll see that the small stuff that, okay, it's not that big of a deal. I'm a human being, I'm not perfect. And then the stuff that they know about you that is a problem, they'll get on you about that, you know. And then that's when you'll see the difference. And then that's the love bombing stage. And then and that's when they got you reeled in. That's when they feel comfortable enough to discourage you, and then you'll still want them back. And then most cases, from my experience and what I've seen, when the narcissist discards us, we want them back. You know what happens, and first is condition of us human beings. Like, you know, we just had you, everything was good. You told me I was great, I was awesome. So if you think I'm awesome, you know, that's cool. You always want Who don't want to be around somebody who think they awesome and think they great, right? Excuse me. But then, from there, it's just bad because you're dealing with a toxic person. And it's normal to think like that, but at the same time, once a person go from praising you to devaluing you, is basically kind of sounds like a buyer's remorse. It's kind of like, I thought this wasn't really what it was. So, but the point is, the truth, when it gets down to it, the narcissist knew what they was getting from the beginning. They knew what they was getting from the beginning. It's part of the cycle of devaluing you before they discard you. It's a reverse psychology manipulation tactic. And narcissists and toxic people don't like people that much, so they don't really care too much for human beings' feelings. They see us as objects, so they only value themselves in a sense. So that's how that happens, and that's how that takes place. And this is where you really get to see the narcissist's true self, toxic person true self that comes out. Like, everything about them, how disrespectful they are. Then they just start being themselves freely. Like, they just start being, it's just certain stuff you start to see about them. Like, I didn't know you was that nasty, or I didn't know you was that dirty. It's just certain stuff. Like, I didn't know this about you, I didn't know that, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. It's like, wow. I didn't know any of this. I thought you was blase, 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 blase. I thought I was really getting what I was getting, but you found out what you really thought you was getting, you was not getting. So, and that's what happens from there, man. So that's a tragic that we deal with and put up with. And the best thing about that is that to catch that early, if you're dealing with a narcissist or a toxic person, you want to catch that early, and then as soon as you catch that, you just want to let them go. You just want to end it from there because you're seeing the signs of it. I mean, it's not like you don't get confused or think, oh, it's just because I'm just dealing with a human being that's just going through a hard time, just going through a bad time, or having a bad day. It's not that, and they'll tell you that too. Especially if you initiate it, make excuses for them, and that's another thing we do. We make excuses for them. It's natural to make excuses for people that we love or like and care about, but when it comes to them, we do it extreme. It's extreme. It's an unhealthy way because we're dealing with unhealthy people and they're very toxic. So I mean, that's where it becomes an issue with that. It is. So like I said, this was part 2. Hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope it was good content for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everything was good. Ladies and gentlemen, so yes, everybody have a great day. Stay narcissistic free and toxic free. And email me at kevinsullivanadvise@outlook.com for email consultations or to book a one-on-one consultations. Emailing me free. I do it all the time, so email me for free. Also, just book, if you want to book consultations, whether it be Skype or via Zoom, that'd be cool too. So yeah, and that's about it. Anybody would like to support the channel, is donation links in the description of the videos and at the top link of right hand corner of the channel. Also, you can become a member of the channel. So next to the subscribe button, hit the join button and become a member of the channel and pick a tier. I'll see you guys, talk to you guys another time.